This is Helmet Pig, and around a few months ago, I got a message from another video essay creator known as IC. You may or may not recognize him depending on how into the ARG niche you are, but he is a video essay guy who makes videos on ARGs, or at least he used to. So when he told me he was making an ARG of his own, well, boy was I excited to hear that, because just like me, we both know the cliches and norms of regular ARGs. So you just know that this is going to be straight up peak. At least those were my expectations, and boy, he did not disappoint. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your food if you're eating food right now. You know, just using this video to play in the background while you're eating some food. Special shout out to the people eating curry right now. I'm looking at you right now. I mean, curry is my favorite food, so special shout out to you right now if you're eating curry right now. Yeah, I can't see through the screen, whatever. Now, in most cases of people sending me channels to watch, there usually aren't enough videos for me to make a video on, mostly having less than 10 videos with almost all of them just being the same, like, you know, just some TF2 footage or Gmod footage, you know, shitty quality, then they're doing something and then they encounter a dark figure that's barely visible because, you know, the quality is so shit, and it's like at the edge of the freaking screen or something and it's barely noticeable or something stereotypical like that. It would literally just be main character is doing something in Gmod, then sees something in the corner of his eye, and then the video mysteriously ends. I mean, how am I supposed to talk about that? It's like, oh look, there's the entity. Yup. And then that's all the videos. Like, if that's all the videos, then what am I supposed to talk about, right? I mean, come on, guys. Not even the pioneers of source ARG content like Gunslinger Pro 2009 or Badwater Videos did any of that. They had a narrative story. And my fellow ARG video essay friend, IC, also knows this, which is why Helmet Pig has 28 videos in total. Yes. By the way, the series currently is done. It's finished. Yeah, it's finished. And it's also small enough that nobody else has made a video covering it yet. I'm literally the first. By the way, don't even let my video on Helmet Pig stop you or anybody else from making a theory video on it, okay? Like, I'm just discussing, like, my own personal theory on it, which is most likely wrong, so you can have your own theory. I want to hear other people's theories about it as well. Now, moving on from that, all 28 videos, most of them, if not all of them, exceed 2 minutes, and 28 times 2 makes up a total runtime of 48 minutes, which isn't totally accurate since some of the videos are 3 to 4 minutes long, meaning that it's probably longer than an hour of total runtime, if I'm being honest. Which I hope you now understand why this video is super long, just because of how long the series itself is. But anyway, most of the videos, usually all of them have the same formula, screenshots, and text above talking about, well, the story. And I binge watched all of it multiple times. It was insane. My mind was running wild. So many little key details, little things that I could just theorize about. It was fucking awesome. It exceeded my already high expectations due to it coming from a video essay ARG guy like myself. So, you know, that I was impressed. But anywho's, let's finally dig our teeth into this thing. And sorry for saying sit back and relax earlier and didn't immediately get into the series, but here we go, for reals this time. Okay, I'm alright. Yep, just, alright, we're good. Hey, what's up, guys? And all the budget's gone. Moving like at 1 frame per sometimes. Anyways, let's take a look at the first video in the series. We see Helmet Pig jump into the water and he doesn't move, just stays in the water as his air runs out, as if he jumped in to drown himself. And you and me both know that this is either A, completely meaningless video, or B, foreshadowing drowning. Which one is cooler? Alright, this is somehow foreshadowing drowning. I mean, it has to be related to the ARG, right? Like, right, I see, right? This is totally foreshadowing for the rest of the series, right? 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 Sorry about that. Right, first video, and we watch the main character drowning. Well, the video ends before he actually does start to take damage from the drowning, but I think we can both see what's happening here. As for the second video... Hello! Okay, let's actually get serious here. The third video is when the series actually starts. We start off with a screenshot of some unknown base and asks us, do you remember? Now, we don't know if we are in the perspective of someone, but for now, let's assume we are. After all, the video is asking us if we remember, despite us not knowing what any of these screenshots are supposed to be, and then later asking us another question of what happened to it. Then, sometime during the video, we get a few frames of some jumble mix of numbers and letters that appear for a split second, frame by frame, all of them turning out to be hex codes, if you're familiar in the ARG niche. If you put them in by order and translate it, you get, "You are not welcome." Already, this is interesting, and I've only... let's just ignore that for now and pay attention to some of these screenshots. These kinda don't necessarily make sense. For example, this is just some random cave. Like, what's the significance here? Like, what is the significance of this cave? Which, you know, it kind of just makes you wonder, what's in here? Why does this screenshot even exist? Who took this screenshot? Was it Helmet Pig? Why? Why'd they take a screenshot? Is somebody in the cave? I mean, at first glance, there's nothing there. So, yeah. And honestly, for the first video, right? This is honestly such a good introduction to the channel, and I immediately decided to start making a video on it right after I saw it. I mean, I did get sidetracked by finding another ARG, and that was the VTuber video, and oh wow, it's after so, like, 2 months, it's still not even past 1K views. Wow. Fuck. Anyway, moving on. Things are already getting interesting, and considering how the videos talk to us, it's possible that these videos were meant for somebody else, somebody who played with Helmet Pig in this world. That's why he's asking us if we remember, because this video wasn't meant for us, the viewers, it's for a friend, or at least somebody who played on the server or world of which these screenshots came from. And maybe Helmet Pig is uploading these videos onto the internet in the hopes that somebody that played on the server with him could find it. I'm assuming it was some sort of SMP or, you know, just a community that these screenshots are coming from, because there are multiple buildings and multiple beds that wouldn't really make sense in a single player world, and Helmet Pig is just asking about remembering. So just off the first video in the series, we already theorized as to why Helmet Pig is suddenly uploading these weird, creepy videos onto the internet, if this channel is owned by Helmet Pig in the first place. God, just off the first video alone, this is the first lore video, right? And I'm theorizing if the channel is even owned by the original Helmet Pig or not. Like, how cool is that? That's fucking awesome. Anywho's, looking at the fourth video, we see this base again, and for the first time, we get this, a screenshot of Helmet Pig in diamond armor. But that's clearly not Minecraft. Like, what could this be? Well, it's a recreation, obviously. No need to dig too deep into that. Probably made in Blender or something like that, but Helmet Pig talks about missing this, missing his SMP probably, and just like the first video, we get some hex that only shows up for a few frames, which translated to old wounds. Considering that the video talks about missing the past, something must have happened to that server. Whether they all grew up and stopped playing naturally, growing apart due to age, or maybe even something else. Moving on to the fifth video, we can see Helmet Pig talking about how it hurts to look into the past, and yet he talks about how he can't see all of it, which I guess makes sense since there is bound to be memories that have been lost through time, players that don't play anymore, nothing but an empty map. And for the first time in the series, we see, well, what I guess is our players in the screenshots. However, it's just censored and it creates this weird, creepy vibe. Like, we're not supposed to be seeing this. And honestly, we might not be. After all, we're the viewers, while Helmet Pig addresses us as somebody who should remember who these or where these screenshots take place. Besides that, Helmet Pig talks about how there's a hole left behind, but so far, Helmet Pig just seems like a person who doesn't want to move on from the times he played Minecraft with his buddies. And at the end, we see Pig asking us if we want to know more, finally addressing the viewers rather than this mysterious person. And well, you're watching the video, aren't you? You've made it this far, so yes, we do want to know more. Looking at the 6th video, we have some text which implies that his friends moved on without him, which is kind of sad, but well, that's the wrong terminology, no. He keeps talking about it. Then the world, the server, what do you mean it reveals things to you? What are you talking about, Helmet Pig? Are you freaking schizo? Okay, so at first, I thought it was like his friends moved on without him, and I was intrigued to see how the story would go, but now he says it's incomplete, how it moves on, along with this visual of the tree glitching into, well, a tree house base, which I interpreted as the server, like, going forward in time or back in time. Like, what? Anyway, it's clear that Helmet Pig is a nostalgia-driven person. So if whatever he's interacting with makes it so he starts to remember the past, then, well, I guess you could say something is manipulating Helmet Pig's nostalgia for whatever reason it may have to manipulate Helmet Pig. For now, though, we can only speculate on what the hell Helmet Pig is talking about. Moving on to the 7th video, we get some lore about Helmet Pig and the server. This screenshot now confirmed to be the base of the team Helmet Pig was in, and we also see more censored out players. And then we continue with Helmet Pig talking to us about toxic players on the server. As for Helmet Pig's team, we find out that they usually helped out the new players. So, kind of like a level 100 player carrying you for like no reason, but besides that, of course, there is bound to be an exception for new players that are toxic. Moving on to the 8th video, Helmet Pig talks about Spawn and how there used to be a logo here. Which is, yeah, no, that is really strange. All the text has been removed as well, replaced by blank signs that are really eerie. Especially with the extra noise added in this particular screenshot, it's unnerving. We also see screenshots of what's supposed to be a shop. It's a bit of a strange design, and I have a faint idea of how it could have looked like, but all of them are also blank, like the signs in Spawn. Then we find out that Helmet Pig has a strange reaction to Spawn, and that's why most of his screenshots are really far away from Spawn, but why? So far, Spawn is the only area that seems to be missing a lot of the stuff that was in the server previously. So, what is happening here? Looking at the 9th video, he talks about how he wants to go back and wonders if anybody else even remembers, implying that he lost contact with all the other players quite some time ago. And at the end, we are revealed some more hex codes again, which translates to presence tempts bliss. So, what are these hex codes, and how did this help us find the situation of Helmet Pig? With all the hex codes we have so far, the first one, you are not welcome, probably means that we, the viewers, aren't welcome, because we aren't the person these videos were intended for. After all, Helmet Pig is asking us to remember, which we can't because we were never here. We were never there on the server, so who else but somebody who actually used to be friends, or at the very least played with Helmet Pig. And for the second hex code, Old Wounds, it's kind of implying that something must have happened between Helmet Pig playing on his server with all of his buddies till now. Likely something that happened in Minecraft, such as griefing or losing a friend through an argument, or just killing their Minecraft dog and leaving. As the hex code says, old wounds. And as for the latest hex code, presence tempts bliss, if we assume that Helmet Pig didn't put these hex messages in their videos, then we should assume that something else put them there. For now, I'll call it something ominous, like the presence. So for now, the presence is the one putting in these hex codes in Helmet Pig's videos, and a possible explanation for the tree time skipping or whatever that was of the world or server Helmet Pig has access to. Now, Helmet Pig, he's trying to reach out to some of his old friends, and the phrase presence tempts bliss, well, doesn't that sound kind of like Helmet Pig's situation? He somehow has access to the world or server or some weird sort of archival of the server he used to play on, and, well, that's the presence. And bliss? Bliss would be playing with them again, but it's only a temptation since his friends aren't there anymore. It's just an empty server filled with only himself, and maybe Helmet Pig sees this and he's trying to get that feeling again, maybe get all of his friends together to play again, all because of this supernatural presence tempting him with this deserted archival of an abandoned server he feels nostalgic about. But one thing is for sure, we the viewers are not supposed to be here, and the presence, well, is tempting Helmet Pig for, well, I'm sure we'll find out sooner or later. Okay, let's address the presence itself. It's strange, but right now we've only covered 9 of the 28 videos, but I have a slight theory. Now, my evidence is this: the tree suddenly changing itself. So what I think is happening here is that somehow Helmet Pig found this world of his old SMP either in the worlds or server tab or something like that. We don't know which one, but we do know that it can change the world, the server, and I'm thinking that it changes it between time, like different points of time. A fourth dimensional server, you could say, since the fourth dimension is speculated to be time. Now, obviously, we don't know why it's interacting with Helmet Pig, but we do know that it's tempting him with a server long before the current state of the server, even if it's not active at all in the first place. And it's shown through this tree that was changed from the state of its past to sometime in the future in the server, where somebody, or maybe even Helmet Pig themselves, built a base upon it. As for the 10th video, Helmet Pig talks about how old Minecraft was better, but in reality we know that he's a nostalgia-blinded person who wants to go back and just play with his friends again. But other than the topic of the video, we see a flash of the nether and we see a mountain of text. That took me around an hour to translate everything because image to text can't read Minecraft fonts, and of course I did write it wrong a few times, meaning that some of it couldn't be translated, so I rewrote it again and again a few times till I finally got something readable. Even if some of the text is hidden, you can kind of tell what they're saying, but looking at the translated text, it seems to be a conversation between 2 or more people. Take a look. You're so bad. No, not. Your whole team is a joke. He's want to play survival, yet he's too scared to fight me. Scared? He's fought you several times. Not legit, moron. And yes, he's scared. He would have banned me a long time ago. But he won't, cause he's scared. Well, you're making people. That's my problem? Welcome to Factions, where everyone, including the and toids there on top. From what I can gather, it seems to be a conversation between 3 people. At least that's what I'm assuming. We don't actually know the names of the players, so I'll just give them temporary names for now until we either find out or until I make another video on Helmet Pig when it continues its series sometime in the future, in like, I don't know, a few months or something. Anyway, moving on. As for the text, we have the guy yelling in caps. So I'll call him XX Slayer _XX or something cringy like that, yeah. The second guy seems to be a random person since they are defending the person XX was or is fighting, he was like yelling at him. Now, we'll just call him Steve, cause As for the third guy, he's the one fighting XX, so we'll call him _star_edgelord_dash star. But basically, XX talks badly about Stardash, and Stardash says he's not bad, and Steve, who I guess is Stardash's friend, defends him by saying how they fought multiple times. But this is when the accusations are thrown in by XX to Stardash, in which Stardash gives the worst response ever, man. Like, bro, like, look at this guy. Psh, if I was hacking, I would have been banned already. And then proceeds to say he won't get banned anyways if he was hacking because of, well, it's censored, but the cash symbol does not help since it makes it look like he's just paying the owner to not ban him, which kind of makes me root for XX than Stardash. I'm not even gonna lie. And then I guess Steve is like, you're making people and then censored, but again, the censor is fucking cash symbol. Like, maybe that's an error on my part for like incorrectly typing it in and the translator thing, but I mean, the cash symbol kind of makes it look like it's implying that the players are forced to pay XX for some reason, or I guess just the owner, or maybe something stupid like that, but probably not. I mean, it's 5 letters, so it's probably just the word angry. Anyways, though, then XX crashes out because, like, if Stardash is hacking, then okay, yeah, justified crash out. But like, back to the video though, Helmet Pig is now talking about insanity or something like what the fuck? How did we get here? And then it's kind of implied that he went back somehow. Is Helmet Pig back in time or something? Is bro a time travel? What does he do? It is just an implication though, and not really confirmed or anything, and besides, how would he be uploading now rather than, I don't know, 2012 or something? So obviously not a time traveler. It's just like, I mean, he's probably meaning it in a metaphor type of way. He's like, you know, he's just on the like server or something, you know, he's just on the old server hanging about. That's kind of sad though. Anyway, moving on to the 11th video, and Helmet Pig gets a little existential crisis. And yeah, Helmet Pig is saying the exact same thing. It was like, it was 10 years ago. Nobody remembers. I'm the only one who bothered to come back. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. What am I gonna do with my life? And well, after that depressing amount of text, he, you know, calms down a little bit. I guess goes through the acceptance stage of grief and just tells us that every single block has a story. And that's kind of true, sort of. I mean, it just wouldn't be an interesting story because, like, this wood block was placed 10 years ago and that's it. It's just part of the house, part of the wall and whatever. But okay, getting a little off topic here. Back to Helmet Pig. The 12th video, Helmet Pig talks about how he joined the server, and this video has quite a lot of juicy lore. In the beginning, we find out that Helmet Pig knew the owner quite well and eventually joined the server, and the owner was part of a team that Helmet Pig eventually joined. And after so long, we finally get the name of the team Helmet Pig was in. Volcania. Yeah. Juicy lore. Motherfucking world building. Lore. World building. Let's go! Volcania was, well, I assume it was started by the owner themselves. But anyways, Volcania on the server, you could say, was a force of good, you know, like the good guys, seeing how they protected the new players from griefers, trolls, and other all sorts of nasty players, although I do guess they had their fun too sometimes, because, like, you know, this screenshot, well, that does not look good. That's digital footprint, guys. Digital footprint. Okay, so I guess the guy burning in lava right now probably, like, joined the griefers team, because, like, hell, I'd do that too if I joined the server and there was this random ass team who just started bullying me for no reason. Unless, like, I guess the guy burning in lava was toxic, which is, like, the most likely scenario, which I suppose that makes sense. Now, of course, the griefers didn't like that, so it all eventually led to war, which really just gives this server a sort of depth to it. Like, it's awesome. Just looking at the neat little lore drops, little tiny little details the series provides. It's awesome. It's really awesome. Let's just move on though. Moving on to the 13th video, Helmet Pig introduces himself, and well, we finally get to see what the hell he is in. It's a World of the Faction server he used to play on, and he explains further that this isn't really a world or a server, instead describing it as a record. And remember how I said that the world, or I should say record now, is changing things? Well, Helmet Pig confirms it. The world is shifting and glitching to different points in time of the faction server. However, we've only seen it go forward in time so far in the series. Now, aside from that, Helmet Pig shows us how his name is green and how he can check tab like it's a server, but the way he reacts to it makes me assume that this record was accessed in the world list rather than in the server list. But we can also see that in the text that says it's hiding information from me, that the text is blacked out, similar to the censored players that we've seen earlier in, past screenshots. So this might just confirm the theory that, the presence or, the server itself is the one manipulating his screenshots, manipulating his videos. Maybe the presence itself is uploading these videos, but, it's just possible. But yeah, that's just a cool detail that I noticed while editing. Other than that, we don't get any more information about the record, and Helmet Pig says that he isn't really that interested in finding out about why the record is here, what the record is. But, Helmet Pig may not be interested in it, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to figure out what the record is. I'm here to figure out why the record is, okay? Considering it's shifting between time, you could say that this presence that was mentioned before in the hidden hex codes is a fourth dimensional being that controls time and gives Helmet Pig this record to... Okay, you know what? Maybe it's just a haunted Minecraft server, and I'm just digging a little bit too much into the whole tree shifting through time thing, because that's my only piece of evidence so far. So maybe like the presence is like Helmet Pig's dead friend or something. You know what? Nah, it's totally a fourth dimensional being who's just messing with this one particular guy for no reason. In the 14th video, Helmet Pig starts off with, "It showed me." It probably referring to the presence, of course. And we also find out the record also has access to the player's skins. And Helmet Pig starts talking about how he's starting to remember, and he says this complicates things because he states that he just remembered the owner's username, which, well, actually, yeah, that does complicate things because, well, he's known the owner for years, but apparently he forgot his username and only now is just remembering. That's actually kind of helps my fourth dimensional being theory, because now that's enough to, I believe that's enough evidence for the claim that the presence, well, just removed his memory, which, well, that's fucked up, presence. What the hell, man? But seriously, though, the series just took a really dark turn. Because of that, it's more interesting than ever. The presence just erased somebody's memory. Something so distinct, something vivid, something that we think is unforgettable. An undeniable truth in our brains just suddenly forgotten. Imagine yourself in Helmet Pig's shoes. You know this one guy, he's your buddy, he's your best friend, but all of a sudden, you just forget something important about him. Hell, in the recreation screenshots of the interactions between Helmet Pig and the owner is just this green color and is never referred as anything else but the owner. Although, does Helmet Pig even remember his name at this point? Helmet Pig and the owner is shown to be close with each other. After all, the owner and Helmet Pig were here at the beginning of the server, so the fact that Helmet Pig is showing us the owner's skin as just this green blob rather than something distinct, something is up about the owner's memory. At least Helmet Pig's memories. There is still 14 videos left to go, by the way. And well, knowing that memories can just be taken from you, like the username of a dear friend, makes this series just... God, it's so fucking... It's peak! It's fucking peak! Anywho's, at the end, realizing that his memory was taken from him, he asks us if the server even wants him here in the first place. The record, I mean. And considering that it's eating, considering that it's taking memories away from Helmet Pig about the owner, honestly, I'm not even sure. But we need to find out more. We need to find out more right now. So moving on, the 15th video talks about new players, how some would join Volcania, but some would wander off and build bases far, far away. The bases never to be seen again or found by anyone else. Aside from Helmet Pig, I guess, since we have some screenshots of these faraway bases. But anyways, Helmet Pig talks about how he lives for interaction and can't imagine why people would go off so far away to basically just play a slightly laggier single-player world. Though, I'm pretty sure it's just so their base doesn't get griefed as easily as the other bases, since, you know, it's a faction server. But aside from that, Helmet Pig says that while the owner is away, Helmet Pig would usually take up the role of next in command, or, you know, like a second-hand man, you know, the right-hand man type role, which does make sense since he is a friend of the owner, and in a sense, he was practically the leader of Volcania, because, you know, it's the owner. The owner's got a lot of stuff to do in maintaining the server. And I can see why he has so many fond memories of the server, and why he is such a nostalgia-blinded person. After all, he basically held a lot of power in the server, or held a lot of power in the team. And well, Helmet Pig asks us what changed. And it's kind of sad to think about. Helmet Pig is a flawed character. No doubt about it. He's blinded by nostalgia and doesn't question it when something so strange as an archived version of an old server he used to play on suddenly appears on his computer. But that's what makes him kind of cool. He also just seems to be a generally nice person, and I can't blame him if he has fond memories of his time on Minecraft. Seeing how he was kind of like a pseudo-leader of Volcania whenever the owner wasn't around, I can kind of see why he has those fond memories. But he has flaws. Due to his flaws, it's possible that not everyone had as much fun as he did. And some members may have just not have had as much fun, or didn't really do much aside from interact with the other members of the team, of the server, for a bit before logging off, never to come back. Not everybody remembers the server, or Volcania, as fondly as Helmet Pig does. But for some reason, Helmet Pig doesn't seem to acknowledge that, doesn't seem to realize it, so he asks, what changed? People moved on. That's what changed. And Helmet Pig doesn't want to or can't accept that. And there's evidence for this too. The 16th video is by far the one with the most lore out of all the videos, at least in my personal opinion. It starts off with exploring the members of Volcania, and as I said before, some were more active than others. And the first member we are introduced to is somebody named Genie. Genie was a police officer with a cool fitting police officer-esque outfit to go along with it, and was also the enchantment guy of Volcania. Then we are introduced to Matthew, the Redstone guy, and the Redstone guy made TNTs for Volcania, at least before he helped the owner create a claim plugin, which basically made griefing dead and was also a friend of the owner, similar to Helmet Pig. Then we are introduced to Jazz. They were a farmer and made sure everybody got food, and you can kind of see the point that not everybody would have as much fond memories of the faction server or Team Volcania in general, since, you know, being a farmer is pretty boring. The other farmer was Scarf, and Scarf farmed when Jazz didn't, and was the only one without a skin, just being the default Steve. Then we are introduced to James, who is the builder of Volcania and built these quite honestly awesome pixel art builds that honestly I'm very impressed about. Like, this is great. This is awesome. I can just feel the hours of work that was put in. James was also the one responsible for building the arena where many wars were held, which, you know, makes me want to know more about the server, and it's pretty awesome. And of course, James is probably like the majority builder, you know, the ones who built the best bases or something like that. As for the rest of the members, most of them were fighters, which includes Helmet Pig himself. And we see this really cool shot of all the members of Volcania. But then, at the end of the video, everybody is gone except for Scarf. Scarf was introduced as the second farmer, and the only one with the default Steve skin, but why is he isolated here? I mean, he appears to just be a regular player. I mean, come on, it's just a regular default Steve. Many play like that. Many play without a skin, so why is he? The 17th video starts with Helmet Pig telling us that he found a way for us to explore. And this is when things truly get into peak levels of peak. Although it's through a QR code, and because of the shit quality of the video, my phone couldn't read it, so I just recreated the damn thing because the shadows in the background blended in with the QR code, and yeah, it sucked. It took me like an hour, 2 hours. It was a hassle, but don't worry, you guys don't have to do that because the QR code just led to a Google Drive link, which I put in the description of the video. So you can just click on the link rather than scan the QR code. So, you know, have fun with that. But finally, we have the world. It doesn't give us a version date, but put the world filed in, and we're in. The missing logo, the missing text on the signs. God, it's all so impressive and also kind of disturbing. Now, originally, this video wasn't meant to be longer than an hour. Honestly, I thought it would just be like going over the videos and I'd be done with it forever. I mean, after all, it's just a bunch of YouTube shorts, but now we have an entire world to explore. So, okay, whatever, but we'll leave the world exploration after we covered all the videos, of course, because the world has a lot of stuff. So, let's move on to the 18th video. Helmet Pig talks about how things don't last forever, and that is true. Things really don't last forever, but he talks about how we'll always have the memory of it existing, and that's kind of beautiful. For the 19th video, Helmet Pig talks more about the server and about Team Volcania, and like how he got angry at the fucking Dream SMP of all things because he felt like it was a ripoff, but like okay, I'm sorry, I just find the fucking random ass Dream SMP mention funny. Like that was bro did not have to mention Dream SMP, bro. Oh my god. But yeah, other than that being kind of funny, mentioning the Dream SMP for no reason, it actually gives us a kind of idea of what the faction server was like back in its heyday, which after Helmet Pig starts to talk about the prison. The prison was meant for cheaters, and in the prison was somebody who hacked, stole, killed, and challenged the leader. I mean, he should have been banned, and rightfully so, but according to Helmet Pig, the owner kinda liked him as a nemesis, and well, you know how I said that Helmet Pig made these recreations of the skins or whatever and the owner and whatnot? Well, similar to the owner, the rival of the owner is just red. And this red guy, you know, even though he should have been banned, the owner just put the guy in prison, I guess. And I suppose a good reason for why this guy is red is because Helmet Pig just generally doesn't have a good memory of this person, because, like, you know, it's a brief moment, you know, he was the rival to the owner, but I feel like it didn't really last that long. But aside from that, near the end of the video, and finally we get a time of date, December 22nd, 2016. And it makes sense, and thankfully, using that date, we can find out the version Helmet Pig was likely playing on the server, which was 1.11.1 at around the time in 2016. That was the version that was released around 2016. So I'm starting to think that something significant happened that day. Maybe it was when the guy challenged him, or maybe it was when the red guy joined the server, or maybe something else. So far, the only notable thing we know about the server's history is some hacker challenging the owner and becoming a sort of rival to the owner. Anyway, that's where the video just ends. Now, I've already been hooked in, and I'm only starting to get more intrigued. I mean, who exactly is this guy? Why is he red? Why is the owner green? And I hope we see more of this guy, hopefully. I'll call him fucking Redmond or something in honor of Redmond Man. At least until if Helmet Pig reveals his name for me to properly address this guy sometime in the future. I don't know. Maybe. It's possible. Moving on to the 20th video, it starts off with, "They ruined everything." Wow. Probably talking about toxic players. But then he starts talking about how looking back into the past, even himself, and I assume Volcania as well, had a slight toxicity to it as well. After all, yin and yang, you know, for every good, there's a little bit of bad, and for every bad, there's a little bit of good. Most of the words in the 20th video, it seems to be in third person a lot, but like, why? This doesn't make any sense to me. Like, is this even Helmet Pig? Is this whoever's writing the text somebody else? I don't know, it's possible. And then Helmet Pig tells us that in a home away from home, he nearly drowned, yet... Oh, drowning! Oh! Well, would you look at that? I guess it was foreshadowing. Anyway, what if the home away from home was reality? And Helmet Pig viewed Minecraft as his true home. This doesn't give a good look for Helmet Pig's mental state, I'm not even gonna lie, but at least in the end he realizes that maybe he isn't safe on the record. Honestly, this video was the most bizarre. It was a little hard to interpret, but that was the direction I got from watching the video, and that somehow Helmet Pig was mentally ill enough to view reality as his second home. And the reason I believe the home away from home is reality is this text, "A foot stuck under." Honestly, this video could have been the darkest video yet on the entire Helmet Pig series. If Helmet Pig was like talking more about how reality is home away from home and how reality sucks or something like that. I don't know. It's just it's a alternate universe, I guess. But let's move on. Looking at the 21st video, Helmet Pig finally talks about the other factions on the server, notably one called Heaven's Guts. Sick ass name, not gonna lie, but continuing on, Heaven's Guts were basically Volcania's rivals. And I know I said I'd talk about the world file sometime later, but I kind of just have to mention something from the world file right now. Because Volcania, right, like it's right over here, is basically right at spawn. It's near spawn, while Heaven's Guts base is right next to them. So, of course, Helmet Pig is mentioning Heaven's Guts, because, like, bro, they're freaking neighbors. Anyways, even though Volcania outnumbered Heaven's Guts, Helmet Pig just, like, I don't know, maybe it's an accusation, but he kind of confirms that Heaven's Guts just used hacks, which is lame, which kind of sucks since it means that despite Helmet Pig witnessing them hacking and hell, even telling us that they did, it means that they weren't too bad. And seeing how a hacker was only put in prison because the owner liked the rivalry or something like that, well, all I can say is Heaven's Guts should have been banned a while ago because of the hacks, but for some reason, whether it be for the rivalry, like the player who challenged the owner, they weren't banned. But yeah, that's just kind of stupid. Like, bro, just ban them. They're hacking. But moving on. Helmet Pig talks a bit more about Heaven's Guts and how, just like I said before, the owner liked the rivalry. But then, near the end of the video, we hear this strange audio. And putting it through a spectrogram didn't really help. I mean... bruh. Now, you might assume, right, that, oh, it's just Morse code. How stereotypical. But like, no. I attempted to put it in Morse code and it's just gibberish. Medeavot.hoi. It wasn't a link. Googling didn't work. This was... it had me stumped. And for the first time, I was like, wait, is this actually hard to figure out? Fuck! Right. Right, let's get back on track. I never figured out what this audio is, you know, motivate.hoi. Maybe we'll revisit it later on, but let's take a look at the 20-second video. I mean, after all, we do have a lot to cover. It's another one of those lore videos, as it starts off with Helmet Pig talking about the owner and how he'd always claimed to be #1 on the leaderboards. A leaderboard that most likely doesn't exist. However, he does reveal that he lost that title once before, but we aren't revealed as to who that person was. Eventually, Helmet Pig asks for proof about the leaderboard's existence, not because he doubts his friend or anything like that, but because he just wanted to glaze the owner or something stupid like that. I mean, they are best buddies, so it just makes sense. Eventually, he did, and what he sent was a text file, so I guess it was real, or it wasn't real till he made the text file like a few minutes before sending it to Helmet Pig, which, well, lame, but whatever. Now, from what I've seen of the owner thus far, I wouldn't really be surprised that he made a list hastily before just sending it to Helmet Pig. And Helmet Pig's obviously believing it, but, you know, at least, you know, that's just how I perceive the owner character type to be. The type who kind of lies a lot, you know, not like the bad type of liar. I mean like the type of liar that just make up stuff about themselves to seem cooler, like saying they met somebody famous, and when you ask for a photo, they just make up an excuse or Photoshop themselves next to somebody. People like that, you know, like that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from the owner. But moving on to the 23rd video, Helmet Pig talks about caves and how there's a bit of mystery of these ore veins. It kind of makes you wonder, what was dug up here? I mean, you can see it was dug up, but was it coal, iron, hell, maybe even diamonds? It's all possible. And, you know, it's kind of like a metaphor for the series, if you think about it. The series is missing a lot of essential pieces, you know, the ores that Helmet Pig mentions, and it really just wants you to figure it out, you know, find the pieces. Now, unlike Helmet Pig here, saying how he could just reload the seed and find out what was dug up that way, we don't really have that ability, do we? It's not like we could just travel back in time and play on the faction server at its peak, not like we could just join Volcania. Our only source of information on this faction server is Helmet Pig. And, you know, since he's our only source of information, he could easily just skewer the truth, hide crucial details to make himself look better, but like, Helmet Pig does just seem like a generally nice person, so, probably not that. But he could do that. I mean, he wants the world to know about the niche history and stories behind the faction server and the love poured into the faction Volcania by its members, but it's just as possible that he has things he doesn't want people finding out about. But he can't help but post about it for some reason, you know, Helmet Pig's nostalgia, his love, his past, just blinding him. We're almost there. 5 more videos to go. God, this series is so peak. Now, the 24th video starts off with... What the fuck? Okay, so I was already used to the Minecraft soundtrack playing in each and every one of these videos. I mean, it's the formula. Even if he used, like, the infamous Disc 11 to make the atmosphere a little scarier than he usually did, at least it would be the fucking Minecraft OST. I would recognize it. I did not fucking expect this. I mean, just the ambiance alone, the footsteps, it made it a lot more creepier than it should have. Goosebumps went down my spine, and I guess it's just because I was used to expecting a Minecraft soundtrack to play on each and every one of these videos, because for the previous 21 videos, that's all it's ever been. It's almost always stuck to the formula. Same screenshots sometimes, text at the top of the screen with Minecraft soundtrack playing in the background. Almost all of the videos are like that, and I had gotten so used to that when one of the videos finally broke the formula, I was legitimately creeped out. I mean, I love it when games do this by breaking your expectations, breaking the norms, but I've never seen that effect be applied to a Minecraft ARG series of all things, so bravo, IC. Fucking bravo. Just when I thought that this series couldn't get more peak. Anywho's, Helmet Pig, you know, in the video, starts talking about, although he's saying how he suddenly remembered how the presence showed him. He talks about the presence, well, I suppose more specifically, the record. And he says that he remembered something. And we get a name. Glenn. And we see a screenshot of Heaven's Guts. But for the first time in a while, well, the first time in nearly 20 videos, we go back to some good old hex codes. It's just this repeating over and over. And this translates simply to, you were a pawn. Helmet Pig, for the first time in the series, does something unexpected, saying that this isn't healthy, revisiting the past like this, constantly. Which, I love how it shows some character development on Helmet Pig's end, but oh my god, it's fucking absolute Kino over here. Okay, back to the videos. Helmet Pig keeps experiencing these feelings, you know, the feeling that something is wrong, the feeling that he shouldn't stay on the server anymore, and this feeling continues in the 25th video. And we find out that Helmet Pig is finding it harder and harder to stay on the record, as if that same feeling he gets from Spawn, that he mentioned a couple videos back, was amplified some way, or maybe the presence is now finally sick of the Helmet Pig's presence. And just like the previous video, the Minecraft soundtrack is gone. Instead, we hear footsteps walking in the rain. And he ends off the video by saying how it's all hopeless. And, well, even if he is actually somehow in the past now, the amount of willpower he has is slowly fading. It's tragic, really. Moving on. As for the 26th video, we're back to some normalcy. Helmet talks about Marble, a police officer, the first one in Volcania, and then Marble, well, Marble is decked out in a nice military outfit, and I gotta respect the fit, by the way. I mean, it's a little simplistic, but I gotta respect it. And we see how the prison was actually used. Glenn, the leader of Heaven's Guts, I suppose, was teleported in there and set to adventure mode, making it basically impossible to escape, even with cheats. You can't do much of anything if you can't break anything, but one day, while Helmet Pig was visiting the prison, maybe to see the owner's rival or something or other, Marble suddenly just lets him go. What the fuck? And we find out that apparently Marble and Heaven's Guts were conspiring with each other, and wow, I would be so pissed if I was Helmet Pig in that situation. And we see this cave again, the same as in like the first video and like a few other videos, but I never found where this stupid cave was on the world file, by the way, personally. So just a reminder, this video is missing a lot of neat stuff. Like, you know that stupid mod Hawaii thing? I never figured that out, alright? I never figured that out. And in the world file, yes, I did my best. I mean, we're not talking about the world file right now, but there's still probably a lot of things missing. This video is, you know, incomplete, you know. It does a good job of covering most of it, but I'll let you know whenever I don't have information to give you. And, you know, you can explore the world for yourself in the Google Drive that's in the link in the description. If you don't know how to access it, all you have to do is go to your Minecraft folder, usually the C drive, and users, and then app data, and then .minecraft. Then go to the saves folder, add a new folder, put the zip file inside and extract it, and boom, you're done. Now just load up Minecraft 1.11.1, or hell, you can just open this file in any version of Minecraft, by the way. It's your file now. Do whatever you want with it and go explore the world of Helmet Pig. Or more accurately, explore the world of a dead faction server, I guess. Hell, you could even start a survival let's play on it. I don't know, it's possible. Honestly, it's really impressive IC and whoever helped him. I mean, surely he had help, right? Like, if he built all of this himself, God, it's just amazing. Seriously, if IC built all of this, I am so impressed, IC. I am happy. And if anybody helped him create the Helmet Pig series, then also I'm happy. I am also happy. That is amazing. But the thing is, it's weird. Because, like, the world feels lived in. It feels real. It feels like a real Minecraft server, a real dead Minecraft server. And honestly, it's really creepy how... Okay, getting off topic again. I need to finish talking about the videos before we start talking about the world file. Let's go back to the videos. Alright, let's see what's happening. The ending honestly surprised me. Just like the strange audio, the sudden distortion was just... Well, what do I gotta say other than peak? And the hex code we got translates to stop watching. And I guess it was a kind of warning about the 27th video because...
I tried to lie, and tried again. You want to forget the embarrassing things, regretful things, painful things, those wasted thoughts occupying one's head. I remember your drawings, your favorite pastime. Your games took over, followed you online, communications exploded, server to server. You hopped it non-stop. I remember your process, the constant complaints, conflicts and poor qualities. I found it hilarious. Once you had it, the world was spread. You made new friends. It was everything you wanted. You remember your history, how he called you a hacker. Your defenses turned angry until he got banned. The whole time projecting. You stood victorious. You found it hilarious. In some twist of fate, when he found you again, you went and run rampant, exempt from all rules. Rivalry challenged you. You hear but not listen. Of countless pleas, not just from me. You saw their harm. They ruined their dreams, but yours had shifted. In need of a story. Transcending your fears. You insist and insist. You fight back and win. Justice fights forward. invading true judgment. You lost your mind. You lost sight of us, of me. That I was a human being in your life, in your world, in your story. You were my friend. Yet I but a die on your palette for your canvas of strife. They were the villains. They lied us into heroes. It took time. But I grew wise. I broke myself free. It took time. But I moved on. And then I thought back. Hope to check in. Just ask how you were. And I remember her words. Those god-awful words. Where it takes time. It takes lots of time. And perhaps had you told me, just opened up, been honest with your ambitions, things could have been different.
Just like the text argument that we decoded quite some time ago, we get some more accusations. Now, judging by the text shown in the video, I believe that the text is in the perspective of Helmet Pig, and he sounds angry, but to who? Glenn? The owner's rival, maybe? Redmond? Marble for his betrayal by freeing Glenn? Maybe the owner themselves, or maybe he's angry at all of them. For everything. Helmet Pig is just mad. And we see the destruction of Volcania as well as a dragon. Is this what caused everyone to leave? Is this what happened on December 22nd? Heaven's Guts have been shown to be hackers by Helmet Pig. So it wouldn't really be out of the realm of possibility that after the grief patch was implemented, Heaven's Guts somehow planned to bypass the grief patch. So they somehow spawned in a dragon to destroy Volcania. And the reason they summoned a dragon instead of just placing withers just like a regular faction's claim server grief is because maybe they disabled withers? Who knows? Now, as for the dragon, the Ender Dragon can't cause fire, so is this the fucking red dragon that was never implemented? What the hell is happening? Okay, whatever. Now, finally, we're here at the 28th video. None of it makes sense. It isn't Morse code. It isn't anything. The lines are inconsistent, and it's kind of similar to that weird audio that wasn't Morse code either. I've spent nearly a month trying to think of ways of what this could be. I've rewritten the entire script for this video like twice back when I was first writing it, and even yet I couldn't see anything. I can't figure it out. It's been months. I keep obsessing over this last video. Over that stupid Morse code video. At this rate, I'll never finish the video, so for now, at the time of me writing this script, I suppose we'll never know. I'm sure it was a farewell message to us, or maybe whoever these videos were meant for, but I guess we'll never know. And in the end, he asks us, where was our face? And wait, all the way back to the first lore video, the third video, didn't he ask, and that was all the videos. And it was peak. Seriously. I see, it was peak. But now there's only one last place we have to look for now. The last possible things we could look for secrets in, a chance, a possibility that could lead to all the answers, is the world file. So, now we have the world. 6 dots. That's the name of the world. Similar to the goddamn annoying indecipherable pieces of shit lot. I spawned in, already in creative mode. Same as Helipig, and I explore around spawn a little bit. No logo, no words on the signs, and I gotta agree with Helipig. It is pretty creepy in here. There's this weird vibe I'm getting from it. I mean, bro, who the hell placed netherrack here? What kind of design choice was that? Now, before I left, I made sure to check out if there's anything under spawn. There was nothing there, and I took a look at what was behind spawn. The marketplace. Most likely. Maybe they had a plugin where you put the name and price of an item on the sign, and when somebody right-clicks it, they buy it. Something like that. That's just how I imagine the marketplace working. But alas, it's all empty. But that's enough of spawn. Let's go take a look at the main island. On my way to the main island, I killed a pig like a crazed lunatic maniac. I mean, I don't know. I kind of felt like John Game Lover possessed me for a second there. Elite Ball Knowledge, if you know who that is. Anyway, this was recorded like a month ago when I was, researching about Helipig, when I was doing a lot of searching. Moving on, I check out this treehouse, which is the same tree that glitched out in, time travel to the future, a different state of time. And for some reason, like at the time, I thought this was Helipig's base. It may or may not be his base because it's never stated that this is his treehouse. It's never stated that this treehouse belongs to anybody, but, I just assumed because, it's kind of important to everything. Now, going into the prison, I found this thing under one of the beds, this underground dungeon, I think. I've already been here before. Unfortunately, I didn't record my initial exploration with X-ray on, and that's why it was dug up, because I used X-ray. Just gotta be upfront about that. But nothing useful here, other than it being a pretty creepy Easter egg, I won't lie. Now, when I left, I cover up the doors with dirt to mark the locations I've already explored and been in. And well, I start destroying stuff to find anything useful. So far, my efforts are a bit useless, although I did discover this hidden farm thanks to my destruction though. As for the main base, it was big and I destroyed a lot of it, but that was it for the main base. And I was really disappointed since I couldn't find anything in there, despite it being like, really important. Then I stumbled upon, well, it kind of looked like a Herobrine shrine here, but I just put the redstone in the initial exploration, so just ignore the redstone, and that was what was there originally. But this time, I discovered something that I've never noticed before on my initial exploration. This was like a month ago. The initial exploration was like 2 months ago. This is another exploration that happened like way after. Anyway, bedrock? What? And there's a pig spawner here for some reason. That's weird. And breaking it here, there is a ravine that obviously has been explored quite a lot. And like, why is there torches here? Why? Why did they do? I see. Are you okay? Why did you? Oh my god, this place is like fully explored. It's so weird. It's creepy. Anyway, we can't stay in this ravine for long, because I noticed this patch of blue wool up here at the top of the ravine. And that's when I find myself in this igloo building, and... a book. Our first secret that was ever found in this world. I quickly skimmed through it, and it was weird. I'll figure this out later. So for now, I'll put this precious thing into my inventory. But anyway, I went ahead and explored a few more buildings before stumbling upon this one building that had a stairway that led deep down to a mine shaft that I wasted time exploring for quite a lot of time. So that's why you see this time lapse, because I spent like nearly an hour down there. And unlike most ARGs, why is this world explored? Why is this world feel like an actual server? This world feels lived in. The fact that there are torches this long and deep down here in the caves is so weird, man. I mean, and the fact that we got a world download at all is fucking weird. Like, I'm honestly starting to believe that this was a real Minecraft server full of people that actually played here. But then again, the buildings are full of empty chests, and I mean no disrespect, but the buildings in Volcania are kind of the same-ish. I mean, it's the same furnace, chest, crafting table, and maybe sometimes an enchanting table, but nothing else. No decoration, no personality. Sometimes the beds have a sign on them to make, like, I don't know, I forgot what it was called, but that's in multiple other buildings as well, and it's just got this weird something is off vibes, you know? Like, all of the buildings are soulless. But if we go to the mines, it's like somebody was actually here. Somebody dug down and got resources here. There are missing ores. But finally, I get out of the mines and start exploring more of the houses in Volcania. And I start to destroy this throne room here, and that's when I get our second secret. A sign with the name, "This base was a mistake." RFRZ. This is somebody we don't know of yet. We'll have to keep exploring and come back to this later near the end of the video. But I didn't have time to dwell on it, so I have to continue my search. I searched a few more houses till I fully covered Volcania, or, well, I guess I vandalized most of it since I destroy every chest I see. Honestly, it's more efficient that way, in my opinion, since it just drops whatever's inside. I also noticed this weird obsidian monolith structure, which is a little weird. I mean, it's not related to like Herobrine or anything like that, or any other creepypasta. And I realized that Heaven's Guts is like literally right next to Volcania. No wonder they were constantly terrorizing them. They were freaking neighbors. But before I move on to Heaven's Guts base, I take a quick flyover through Volcania and spot a few weird patches, which I went through and noticed that, again, it was all placed with torches, full of mined out ores. And again, it's weird. I have to praise the creator of Helmet Pig. I have to praise IC. Like, if he created this world, you did not have to dig these out. You did not have to build all of this. You could have just kept it with like screenshots with unfinished buildings or something, unfinished interiors. Why are these literally just real strip mines that somebody dug out? Like, what the fuck? It's creeping me out, because I was only expecting like shoddy bases with like the interiors missing or something like that. Not stuff like this. This world is just, it's too realistic. I mean, you see, I usually cover small ARGs because as long as I'm a small YouTuber, I'll always cover small ARGs. I mean, sure, there are a few exceptions here and there, like Server Blight, because I really like the series and I wanted to make a theory on it, but usually in small ARGs, they aren't in depth like this. If it was, then it would usually just be a really popular ARG like Gunslinger Pro or, you know, the Minecraft Moon ARG or something like that. But no, despite it being months since the release of Helmet Pig, it's still underrated as hell. And bro, I can't fucking solve this by myself. I'm a skeleton. I don't even have a fucking brain. Can somebody make this guy popular so I have other researchers? Like, I can't do this on my own. Fuck. I apologize for my crash out earlier. Moving on to Heaven's Guts, nothing really particularly interesting except I guess the beacon, which was pretty cool and not cool at the same time, because why did you submerge it in sand? That's weird. I dug it all up, hoping for something cool in the sand to pop up, but nothing did. You just wasted my time. Fuck you, Heaven's Guts. Fuck. After that, though, I went through another portal and nothing's here. It's just another. I got a little lost. There was a fortress around near here, but anyway, I find this base and again, nothing inside. As well as this underground bunker with, again, nothing inside. Now, for Heaven's Guts, I already searched around the area and didn't find anything on my previous recordings, so I just kind of blew Heaven's Guts up. It wasn't really all that interesting, and there was no secrets at all, and all my homies hate hackers anyways, so yeah. After that, though, I finally spot this abandoned base, which was really cool, but unfortunately, again, nothing inside. Next was this awesome wooden flying ship, which is by far the best build in the world, which also had no screenshots in the series, I think, which is, also weird, but no secrets in here. Finally, I started to fly off and find other bases until I spotted this blue house, and oh, another one. Shut up! I built up all that suspense for nothing. Anyway, I start following the border between the old chunks and the new chunks, and it works pretty well, but I couldn't find anything. So I decided to look at the pixel drawings, and I was hoping to find, like, an eye was made out of chests or something like that, but no. But I returned to Volcania after exploring the pixel art, and I eventually find this hole in the wall and realize that... What the fuck? It's the cave! What the fuck? This is like a more recent exploration, by the way. This is like a few weeks ago. This takes place way after I wrote that. Way after I wrote that I never found the cave, and I genuinely thought I would never find it, but this cave never really served any purpose. Wow, what a waste of time. I'm sorry for edging you guys. It's kind of sad. I was hoping it would lead to something bigger, but alas, we move on. Anyway, I finally resort to desperate measures eventually and use X-ray, which I lost the footage of sadly, but eventually I... Oh! Mi bombo! I love you, X-ray. Oh, what's this? I found this diary under a double chest, and again, lots of implications here that we'll analyze later. And that was the final exploration of the world thus far. Now, it's been some time, and I still couldn't find anything else in the world at the time of me writing the script, sometime in February. Now, I already taught you guys how to access the world, so let me know if you guys found anything I haven't on the world file. But for now, these 4 are the only things that I found on the server. But yeah, back to Helmet Pig. Let's take a look at the first book we found, all the way back in the igloo. 81 stone bricks, a stack of oak, iron block. Looking at it from first glance, it just reveals a list for a potential build. It doesn't necessarily fit the description of any of the buildings I've found in the server because of the 625 white wool, but the closest would probably be the chicken house, which also doesn't fit because of the 324 torches. But aside from it being a list of blocks, I tried experimenting with the book. Now, we have seen hex codes in the series before, so I took all the numbers and which wasn't it. Then I took the capital letters next to the numbers, which is actually not a hex code at all, and I'm stuck. It was only one page, and I couldn't think of the secret hidden inside this stupid page. Putting the numbers in a cipher detector revealed a 1Z26 cipher, where it's just the letters of the alphabet corresponding to the places they were in, and, well, the alphabet. What if the correspondence... What if the numbers correspond to the letter, just not the capital letters? I feel like... No. I feel like that would be too obvious. Okay, no. The common numbers. Different items, but the same numbers. 81 stone bricks, 81 logs. What's the same between... What's something same between the two items? Both are two... What are the two? No. Okay, I'll keep that in my notes for now. Let's take a look at the others. 64 doesn't have another item with the same number, so maybe we could skip those for now. 324 cobblestone and torches. Both contain COES and... shit. I've tried so much. I still can't. There's 11 numbers, 11 different unique items. We have 8 different correlating letters. If we remove the repeating numbers, we would have 9 numbers. And if we put the 8 letters in between them, and that's stupid. I already did that. I'm stuck. I'm truly stuck. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. No. I have to. There's something I'm missing. So many secrets that I have yet to uncover. I can't. I just have to find something. I just have to find the key. I have to find the thing that solves all of this. I have to... Okay. Looking at the first letter of each item spells out Sussex Kitchen Waffle. What the fuck does this mean? Damn it! What about the last letters? No. Second letters? Try how to... No. Still, I'm missing something. Something I'm not getting. Something I... It's been another month. Like, seriously, look at this screenshot. Oh, and I see. Very helpful. This did nothing. Oh, and you know that stupid fucking long pixel, short pixel thing? I removed the pixel individually like a madman. And nothing. I might be just fucking stupid, but yeah, for this video, I don't know what this book does or what this fake Morse code is supposed to be. So, I'm sorry. I'm really stumped. I'm done with these. I'm fucking done. And that's okay. If I just keep focusing on the things I can't solve, then this video won't ever come out. And besides, I've still got 2 books and a sign that don't really need decoding, so I guess I can't waste time on this. I need to at least release the video, because if I can't, surely one of you can. I'm sure one of you guys can solve it, because although it's only adding a few more subscribers to the Helmet Pig channel, maybe one of you will make a video on it. It's possible. Go ahead. Go to the Helmet Pig channel, download the world file or something like that. I put it in the description, by the way, and yeah, have fun trying to solve this stupid fucking... It's a good cipher. It hides the information really well, I see. Bravo, I see. It's fucking peak. Anyway, let's look at what we have here. We have the Minecraft block list, which currently in its state, completely useless. Garbage! Fuck you! It can't help with the strange deciphering either, so yeah. The next item we have that we discovered on the world file is this renamed sign that we found in the throne room in Volcania, with the letters RFRZ to indicate who was writing this. So, since it was found in Volcania, it's likely that it's somebody from Volcania, a member perhaps. So, let's go back to the 16th video where Helmet Pig introduces us to the players of Volcania. Now, we need to find somebody with the initials of RFRZ, and if we go to the end here, where the rest of the members are revealed, we only see somebody named Rester, which doesn't really fit RFRZ, but it's possible. And that's it. Nobody else's name starts with an R. So maybe this sign didn't come from Rester. Maybe it came from somebody in Heaven's Guts. Globe, Job, XTC, and Emond, along with Marble and Glen, of course. Yet again, no initials for RFRZ. Or I suppose I can pronounce it Riffers. The closest we got so far was Rester, but Rester isn't really an important character. He's mentioned at near the end of the video, and he's one of the people who I guess Helmet Pig just didn't know well. So who renamed the sign? If we go off of where it was found, then it should logically be the owner of the building, right? The throne room. And I know this sounds a little strange, but I'm pretty sure a dream can help me. Not this dream, my dream. You see, while I was still early into the writing of the script, like a while ago, back in December of, I don't even remember anymore, I had a dream about Helmet Pig. And basically, all I did was watch a weird version of Helmet Pig in the video. Well, it was the rival video about the owner and the guy who challenged him before just being put into prison, but there was a few changes that got me an idea. Now, of course, the video could be talking about Glenn. After all, if the owner liked the rivalry between him and Glenn, then it would just make sense that all of Heaven's Guts was free to roam around and cause havoc, just because the owner liked Glenn's rivalry with him and the owner or something like that. However, in my dream, the rival video and Glenn's escape video with Marble kind of mixed into one, and it showed me a screenshot of the throne, which is basically never used in the videos, by the way. I'm not even sure if Helmet Pig even shows his base in the entirety of the series at all, aside from the video from my dream, I guess. This was after I had originally planned to initially explored the world, by the way, so I already had like a visual for what the throne room screenshot might have looked like. But the point I'm trying to make here is that instead of Glenn being the one that the owner rivaled and then was put into prison, it was actually Rester. Rester could have been the rival that rivaled the owner. And I guess in his hatred for the base, stating how it was a mistake, maybe he turned to Heaven's Guts. It's just a possible theory. And this is all based on my dream where it showed me the throne room screenshot while the text was talking about the rivalry between, this mysterious person, which could be Rester, and the owner. And like the mysterious person might just be, Rester. It all kind of fits together, eh? I mean, it's possible. Both names start with an R. After all, in the screenshot, it's 5 Heaven's Guts members. Well, Marble hasn't betrayed Volcania yet, so who knows how many other defectors there are of Volcania to Heaven's Guts. For now, it's a possible theory for who RFRZ is, the rival to the owner who was then imprisoned. Wait, the weird dungeon under the prison that I found, I guess that could really belong to Rester, right? After all, Glenn was broken out of prison by Marble one day, and it isn't explicitly stated that Rester escaped prison, so, I don't think he would have had a lot of time to do this anyway, so maybe he didn't join Heaven's Guts because he was in prison. But let's move on. Enough talking about this stupid sign. But now we're done with 2 of the secrets we found in the world. Well, I mean, this one is fucking useless to me, but whatever. The next book was found in the chest under the staircase and likely belonged to the owner of the Blue House, which we did see a screenshot of when Helmet Pig was talking about how some would go far away and build their own bases, which means that we won't ever get the name for this person. We don't know the name of this person, but the thing is, I'll just call him Plutarch, because I already have a character named Redmond, and Redmond is possibly Rester, so yeah. Anyway, this book is the most important book of them all, which is why we're gonna save it for last. Anyway, remember when I blew up everything? Yeah, it didn't really help at all, but what did help was X-Ray. Because of X-Ray, I found this chest under a double chest. And as for who owns this hole in the mountain base, I just call him the Dirt Man, because why not? Now anyway, this is Dirt Man's diary. And the first page talks about expectation. I've read it before, and it's more of a diary than anything else, and well, it's relatable. Right now, I'm at a point where I have to choose what to do with my life, my future, and it's really overwhelming. It's just a lot too relatable to me and my situation this year. And reading this book, I sighed. I frowned a little just from the first page. So the creator of Helmet Pig, I see, thank you for that. I'm the guy who tends not to cry much at anything, but yeah, this book about expectations, it just hit a little close to home, And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I got a little emotional at a fucking book in Minecraft. But whatever, let's go back to the plot. The book talks about peer pressure. The need to know what you're going to become and the expectation of the people, how it only grows larger and larger by the day, but then talks about how in Minecraft, people don't have those expectations. You just play. It's an escape, and you just have fun. and then calling for me. Huh. Neat. As for the final page, cracked the case of what? Even I'm having a hard time doing any of this, and no, this was in fact not future you. This page is implying quite a lot of stuff, and it's possible that, like me, whoever wrote the book is also looking for something in this world. Something weird. Something suspicious. Now, if we look at the next book, we can see that there is a lot more frantic writing.
I devote myself to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I knew 15 years. I knew 15 years of her. 15 years, half of our lifespans together. There is no second of doubt that her lacking presence is normal. No one vanishes in such a way where all claim that they never existed at all, except me. It is conspiratorial, in nature of which I never was and knew better. How would I still know without anyone else knowing? If she is truly gone, all I ask for is a sign that she were ever here at all.
And that was the final book. Now let's take a look at what we've covered so far. A sign that led us to find out that the name of the rival that the owner had a rivalry with was, Rester, possibly. Then we have a diary talking about expectations, and a frantic person writing out their frustration about the disappearance of somebody dear to them for the final book. And we have this piece of shit. Anyway, it's time for theory crafting, folks. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Gay Theory. I don't care if it's uncopyrighted or not. I just wanted to do that. Whatever. It's been a while since I did anything like that. Anyway, I've had this theory all the way back in January. I started work on this video late November, by the way, so god damn. But back to the matter at hand. I have a theory that kind of explains everything. Now, I've told IC that this is going to be a surprise, and it is, because, well, obviously I haven't figured out what these stupid ciphers mean, but I do have enough information to craft a pretty cool timeline and tell you all about it in a late little theory. So let's go all the way back to the start. The owner and Helmet Pig, they're friends, best friends, before the faction server was started. And eventually, the server is created, and so is the team Volcania. Players come in, Volcania is attacked by hackers, and those hackers eventually form Heaven's Guts, building a base right next to them, most likely for griefing purposes, so they can just build TNT launchers. And the server continues on with its life, with wars, an immense amount of lore that is just brushed past by Helmet Pig that we don't even know or take note of. Now, eventually, the owner tells people about leaderboards, and the owner is being a little cocky about it. The owner keeps saying, I'm number one, I'm number one. So Rester hears about this and tries to become number one, even through unconventional ways, to say the least, because of the fact that he eventually gets thrown into prison because of hacking. It's even possible that, Rester might have been a spy from Heaven's Guts or something like that. But eventually, he builds this underground palace for himself, and, that's the end for Rester. As for the owner, he keeps enjoying the rivalry between Volcania and Heaven's Guts, and eventually he imprisons Glenn, who then is broken out thanks to the betrayal of Marble for Volcania. And after this, something happens. Heaven's Guts releases the Red Dragon, and Volcania is destroyed. And soon, I suppose, everybody hops off. As for Helmet Pig, he was kind of like the right-hand man of the owner, and that's kind of all he was. just a pseudo leader, I suppose I could say. Eventually, he leaves the server as well, and let's just say a few years pass. He's still friends with the owner, but somehow he forgets his username. Not that it was ever brought up in conversation or needed to be. While reminiscing about the past, Helmepig suddenly finds a record on his PC. Maybe it's in the World tab or the Multiplayer tab as a server, who knows. We do know it acts like a server and keeps the record of the status of the players, since his name was green in the chat, meaning that he's part of the faction Volcania. And the world itself seems to be a backup of like a previous time in the server. When Helmepig finds it, there are a few notable changes, such as the logo being missing and the signs being eerily empty. And the state he found it in is in a way older version of the faction's world, way before the dragon destroyed everything. However, then the presence somehow manipulates time slightly into the future, and now there's a treehouse base, and probably a few more bases built as well. And Helmepig, while exploring through his nostalgia-blinded glasses, finds out that he doesn't like returning to spawn because of a weird feeling he gets. And fair on him, it is the most modified and weird version of the map, according to Helmepig. Now, the presence starts to show Helmepig memories, and then makes Helmepig remember the username of his friend, the owner, and Helmepig rightfully freaks out. I mean, let's say you forgot your best friend's online username. That's just weird, isn't it? If they change it very often, then I guess it's not that weird, but this is Minecraft, and Helmepig is shocked to find out about this, and he slowly starts to stop playing on the record. And that is the timeline. As for the presence, now is theory time. This is my theory. The presence is a fourth-dimensional being that feeds off of nostalgia and memories and just the general feeling of nostalgia. And I have evidence for this. Now, the fourth dimension is usually speculated to be time by many scientists, since in a 2D plane, if your finger was trapped in a cage, you would just move it out and put it somewhere else on the 2D plane, because, your finger's in third dimension, while the second dimension doesn't have anything like that, and then you place it back somewhere else on the two-dimensional plane. But for the second dimensional people, it would be like you teleported. And the same applies here. You would just teleport by going back or forward in time when you weren't in that cage. And basically, you teleported. Now, this is a very scuffed example, and it's like a shitty recreation of something I saw like a year ago on YouTube Shorts, but it gets the job done on explaining fucking fourth dimension. So, the presence is a fourth dimensional being capable of taking other things into the future or the past, and this works for memories as well, since the presence is implied in the series to have taken Helmepig's memories, only occasionally giving them back accidentally, maybe, or something like that, and it feeds off of memories. Since it seems to have taken Helmepig's memories of the owner's username as an example, before returning it, I guess, I don't know. But this isn't my only example. If you remember the world file and the book found in the Blue House, nearly everybody forgot about whoever the Blue House person remembered. Let's just say the fucking Blutarch's e-girl or something. Like, everybody forgot Blutarch's e-girl. Now, has known e-girl for a really long time. After all, 15 years is a really, really long time. And this can apply to Helmepig, since Helmepig knew the owner for many years and is a longtime friend of the owner, kind of like how e-girl and Blutarch was, but not as long, I suppose. But somehow, Helmepig forgot about the owner's username. But because Helmepig has been the owner's friend for a really long time now, that's how he managed to, slip up, make the presence slip up and make him remember the owner's username or something like that. As for Blutarch, maybe it was the same. Maybe the presence, completely ate up, Blutarch's e-girl, and everybody forgot about fucking e-girl's existence. I mean, maybe the presence can only eat memories associated with Minecraft, so... Wow, that's so fucking cooked. Yeah. Now, all of this just proves that the presence is a fourth dimensional being, since it's manipulating the memories of players, and memories are just, an aspect of time. The past, the future, expectations, whatever. Now, the Blue House owner, but the blue house owner is talking about somebody being forgotten while the server was alive. Well, at least that's what I'm assuming. So, wait. If people couldn't remember Blutarch's e-girl, that means there were people playing on the server, so how did everybody forget about Blutarch's e-girl? Scarf was the only person that was isolated in this photo. And I believe that's enough evidence to think that Scarf is the presence. There isn't a lot of evidence for this other than this picture suddenly turning to where Scarf is isolated here, but come on, this has to be it, right? I mean, it's a default skin Steve. I mean, I guess Scarf could also be Hero Brian because of the incomplete shrine here or something, but like, come on. Scarf just has to be the presence. Like, look at his ominous ass over there. Like, bro, come on. And that's it. That's the theory. Scarf is a fourth dimensional being that feeds off of the memories of nostalgia about Minecraft for some reason, and that's it. That's that. I'm not even gonna bother trying this again. I don't think I'm gonna cover Helmet Pig for a while. It's been months. My brain hurts. But yeah, that was the Helmet Pig series. Bravo, Vince. I mean, IC. Bravo, IC. It's fucking peak. It is peak. It is peak. I don't think many people are gonna watch it though, because like it is a bit of a drag to watch through. But you know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself a lot. The storyline was nice, and I took my time researching and solving these fun little puzzles, and overall, I enjoyed myself. And this video still leaves the viewers with questions. So like, viewers, have fun solving this bullshit. Anyways, that's about it. Recently, my videos have been getting longer and longer, so if you want really long videos, video essays, on a semi-monthly basis, like, I don't know, every 6 months or something like that, then subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. Hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next video. You know, whatever. Thanks for watching. Bye. You know, I'm just gonna say it again, but louder. If you watch till the end of my videos, then you know how I end these videos, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the comments more than I like the likes. You know, the more comments, the better. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, comment down your favorite finger. Yeah, just comment down your favorite finger. What I mean is like, my favorite finger is my right thumb. You know, it's my thumb. Because, like, sure, you can say index finger, but without your thumb, you wouldn't be able to grab anything with your primitive hands, your human hands, you know? The thumb is very important. So, you know, comment down your favorite finger. Is it your index finger? If anybody sells the middle finger, that's fine. You can pick that as well. Ring finger? I don't know, maybe you're married or something. Pinky finger? Hey, pinky finger promises. That's pretty cool. But, yeah. Moving on. Thanks for watching. Right? Thanks for watching. Just kidding, thanks for watching. Bye!